Oh yeah, what up you guys? Welcome back to another one of these videos. Today I want to talk about 3 things that you can focus on now. We have the coronavirus going on. Everybody is locked inside. I don't know what the situation is in your country. Finland is in a lockdown. We're gonna travel. It's actually our city is also blocked. They took all the roads and they just built barricades, and it's like we are locked inside now, so we cannot travel even to another city. But we can still go outside. But the weather is like, check out this morning's weather from another city. This is like the city next to us. Check out that photo. Look at that. That is the weather here in Finland now. I think it's close to +2 Celsius. So in Fahrenheit, this much. So it's not outside weather. And now it's snowing again. That's fantastic. So it is not the weather for outside juggling. Plus it's super windy, so it is cold. And inside, for some people, for me, I would like to do more inside juggling, but it just makes a lot of noise. I don't have a good space for juggle inside, but I can do something. So what would be my 3 biggest things that I would focus on? And at the end, I'm going to give you one bonus thing. So 3 biggest things to focus on now if you cannot train properly, okay? And if you don't have a training hall now, our training halls here, closed. Everything is closed. So we cannot do that. So first of all, number 1 thing that I would really concentrate, stretching. When it comes to juggling, people say that juggling is bad for your hands, juggling is bad for your shoulders or whatever. No, juggling is not bad. Not taking care of your body, that is bad for you. That is bad for your body. You gotta take care of yourself. Okay, so what are the biggest stretches that you need as a juggler? First of all, forearms. You gotta learn how to stretch your forearms. So all kind of this. So you gotta learn how to stretch your forearms, okay? And I've done a lot of videos of those. You can search my channels for stretches for jugglers, or you can go to my courses. It's just a ton of information there, okay? But stretching the forearms, that is the biggest forearms, okay? Next would be just whole arm in general. You're using a lot of biceps, triceps, depending on the type of juggling you do. But so you get the forearms, which covers this. And then I would say for some people it's biceps and triceps. For some people, like for me, it's more the back of my shoulder here, the trapezius and the shoulder muscles. And some people it's the sides. And for me, the sides and the back of my shoulder muscles, those are the bigger ones than the forearms. The biceps and triceps. So it's either or, depending on the type of juggling that you do. And third, that is the biggest for jugglers, is the chest. Because we do a lot of this kind of action, okay? So our whole juggling training day that we do just pushes forward and forward and forward and forward. It makes our body like this, okay? It tightens your chest muscles, it puts your shoulders forward. So this is probably like the biggest for most people, is to open up your chest, okay? And so you stretch your chest open, right? So the whole chest muscle, so you got the pec minor, the pec major, minor, bigger, smaller chest muscles, and you have the different angles of those. And also you have your upper trapezius and all the neck muscles. Those are the biggest ones for jugglers, okay? So forearms, learn to stretch your forearms. The chest, learn to stretch your chest. And depending on the type of juggling that you do, you get the sides, back of your shoulder, middle of trapezius, or you get your biceps or your triceps. So that depends a little bit on the type of juggling, okay? But do forearms and chest, those are the biggest ones. And then depending on the type of juggling that you do. So that will be my number 1 tip, stretching. Focus on stretching. So do it like this. If you have a training day, you spend 2 or 3 hours in a gym, and now you can't. So what I want you to do is first 20 to 30 minutes stretch. So you take that same amount of time in a day. When you have your training day, you're just gonna start by stretching, okay? You roll up your shoulder, you do all the same warm-ups that you did, and then you're gonna do stretching. Now, if you're gonna do some juggling afterwards, do not stretch for a long time. Only do the stretches for like 10 to 20 seconds. you don't want to do long stretches before, okay? I always recommend to stretch before you juggle, but it's always short amount of time because you don't want to tear up the muscles. After the training, after you're recovered, it's good to do some really long stretches for like 1 to 2 minutes, but the purpose of those is to get more flexibility at the end goal. So how it works is you're ripping your muscles, you're breaking the muscle fibers, and then you need to recover from those. So if you do that long stretch and then you break those muscle fibers to go too long, if you do that before exercising, before you're training, you're going to be training with the broken muscles, okay? You don't want to do that. So really long stretches you want to do afterwards, okay? Now some people like to do it right after the training, but if you can, it's always better to wait like an hour or two to recover a little bit from the training, and then you tear it open again. And then you recover, obviously, you sleep the night, you drink a lot of water, you eat well, you sleep good. That will like recover your body from the stretching, okay? So before stretching, before juggling, stretch only short amount of time, 10 to 20 seconds, okay? But that will be the number one thing, stretching. So really double down on your stretching, because when the situation is over and you can go back to the training hall, think about being like this, it hurts, and not being able to really juggle that fast and high, to be boom, like this, and being able to do that, everything just faster and stronger and boom, better. That's what we want. When we go back in the game, we want to go hard, okay? So really focus on your stretching. Now, number 2, thing that you can focus on, body rolls, okay? Body rolls are fantastic because you don't need a lot of space, and you can do it just one club body rolls, just crazy body rolls, and that's easy. You don't break a TV, you don't break a lot of lamps, you don't need a lot of space. You can go like over your bed to do it. You put some blankets on the floor, you put the extra carpet, and you practice body rolls. You can practice head rolls, you can practice all this shoulder roll kind of stuff. Rolling in general is very easy to practice inside. So that I would highly recommend you guys to learn on your body rolls. And every type of juggler can do body rolls. So whether you're a contemporary juggler, definitely body rolls. You can do a lot of body rolls. If you're a gentleman juggler, it's not traditional that gentleman juggler does body roll, but let's say you have a cane. And if you just take that cane and do one crazy body roll, and you do it well, that is amazing. It is so fantastic. Or you just do with the ball, you do one body roll from here to here and behind, you do some contact juggling, which is basically body rolls. And so it still fits. Now let's say you do comedy juggling. You can do some very cool like head rolls and make a noise. You can put any type of juggling, you can put body rolls into it. It just depends on what type and how you present it. So definitely would recommend body rolls, okay? And it's easy to do inside, you don't need any height, and just make sure don't break your TV or anything. So like choose accordingly where you can train. And if you don't have except one place, just take everything that you can break. You have like a nice glass vase and everything, put them away, okay? Take a box, put them away, practice, bring them back. All right, so body rolls. So number 1, stretching. Number 2, body rolls. 3rd, body placements. So this is like throwing a ball like from foot on your head. And again, every type of juggler can benefit from this. I know I've seen, even if it's just one move, like I had one trick in my old traditional act, which was traditional circus, and I had only one body placement, unless counting like a couple of times clubs on the forehead. But I just, with balls, so when I come, I have an 8 ball, I throw 1, catch it on my foot, throw it on my forehead, and then juggle 7. And just that, dropping it down on my foot was like, whoa, and then kicking back up to the forehead, whoa. And I've seen acts ending on that. I've seen like, I don't remember who it was, but did a bouncing ball act. And at the end, just one up, bounce, and here. And that was the only time the ball touched his head. And he didn't do any kind of body rolls or anything. It was just one just one body placement, balance on the head. And you can start balancing other objects. You can start like learn different balances and different places that you can throw from one balance to another. You can do this headstall kind of stuff. If you're in the foot juggling, you can practice those different body placement. Your foot goes here, or you can lie on your back and throw balls on your feet. So these body placement balances, those are also fantastic to learn now that you don't have a lot of space. You can practice ring balances, you can practice ring spinning, you can do head rolls with clubs. I love head rolls with clubs. That is one of the things that I do now when I'm home. And with balls, you can do all kind of this body placement, not rolling, but just placing it here, placing it here, placing it there, placing it there, and just practicing all these different body stalls. And again, it doesn't matter what type of juggling you do, you can always fit that kind of tricks into it, okay? And you do classical juggling, you can do that gentleman juggling, like one ball bounces to the forehead, or you throw something to the forehead. Very traditional, like the cigar and mouth stick and the hat, you throw them. So all this kind of stuff, the balancing tricks, the body placement tricks, it's just fantastic to learn now when it comes to being inside and not being able to have a lot of space, because there's not a lot of throwing, there's not a lot of, you don't need a lot of height, so you don't need a lot of space around you. It is fantastic. So those would be my 3 biggest things that I would focus on now when you don't have a lot of space. And also as a tip, don't practice just one thing. Have a ton of stuff to practice on, okay? Watch videos for inspiration, see the kind of stuff that you could practice, take notes, and just practice a lot of different stuff, okay? Don't get stuck, especially now that you're inside, don't get stuck with just one trick for like 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 40 minutes, 1 hour. Absolutely not. Just try as many tricks as you want so you don't get bored. Have some super easy tricks there. Try I have stuff like this. I don't really practice, but it's just like kendamas and everything. I had these just to play around, okay? Just to do something when I'm practicing harder stuff. Because you want to get something easy done as well. You want to get that feeling of success. So have all these small skill toys and silly tricks that you want to learn with you all the time. That won't make your training sessions boring. I don't know about you guys, but for me, inside training, I find it very boring. So I have to keep myself entertained. So I do have all these small toys and silly tricks that I practice in between my other tricks. Okay? So really focus on your stretches. Do those body roll kind of stuff, and then the placements and balances. Those 3 I highly recommend. Now I told you I have one extra bonus one. That would be get inspired, learn about technique, learn about training methods, all that cool stuff. There's so many myths and wrongly understood training methods going around in the juggling community. It's insane. Like, I don't know who started them, but man, that is why I have my Juggling Mastery, which is the online juggling course. It is the ultimate online juggling course. It has over 400 videos. There's over 70 hours of lessons. And there's interviews with other jugglers as well. We're talking about training methods. It's just, now would be the best time. People think that, it sucks, I'm bored, there's nothing to do. Now would be the time to focus on learning about technique, learning about training methods, learning about all these cool, crazy techniques that you normally don't practice. Use this time wisely. This is why I have now my Juggling Mastery at a huge discount, okay? And you can choose how much you want to pay. You can pay the full price, and I link this all below. If the links are gone, that means it depends on when you're watching this. But if the links are there, definitely use them now, because it's not going to be for a long time. You can get it on 30% discount, okay? You can choose. Or you can get it 50% discount. Or if you don't have so much money, 70% discount. So you can just choose how much you want to pay. So definitely take advantage of this. It won't be there for a long time. So that would be my extra bonus tip. Buy my course. Obviously, I benefit from it as well. I can pay my rent, but but also you get such a good education from it. It is so highly recommended from anyone. So definitely worth checking it out now. And if you just want to try it out, you can also get it for €9 a month as a monthly subscription. So You can try that. For €9, you watch the videos for 1 month, then you're happy. Then you cancel it. So do it. Like use 9 months. If you want to buy it for a lifetime, then you just buy it for a lifetime. But yeah, do that. Thank you so much for listening. Let's focus on something that we haven't done before. Let's learn something new. And once this whole Corona thing is over, we're going to come back and bam, we're going to crush it. So thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.